In this quick video, I'll show you a simple technique that will allow you to stop panic attacks easily and permanently. I lived with severe anxiety and panic attacks for several years, with related symptoms including social anxiety, chest pains and stomach problems, constant nervousness, paranoia, health fears, mild depression, and near suicidal hopelessness at times. But this simple technique was the foundation for reversing all of that, including the severe panic attacks. There's no amount of money or psychological advice that I'd trade for the knowledge of this method, because I remember how terrifying panic attacks are, and this was the only thing that always worked. However, because every person is different, please don't consider this as professional medical advice, but only as a powerful self-help option presented by a fellow and former panic attack sufferer. With that in mind, let's get started. So, in order to reverse panic attacks, it's helpful to first understand why they occur. And you may already know that the process usually starts with what many people call negative thoughts, which includes worries, negative expectations, general fear-based thinking. If you're an anxious person, you probably know what I'm talking about. You do a bit more deep thinking than the average person. Well, over long periods of time, as these negative possibilities, worries, and fears begin to accumulate and linger in our minds, they can eventually start to get misinterpreted by the subconscious mind as actual physical danger, which causes your subconscious mind to release stress hormones like adrenaline into your bloodstream to help prepare you for dealing with that perceived threat. The problem is that with these long-term accumulated anxious thoughts, this adrenaline release can happen anytime, even if you're not directly in a dangerous or stressful situation that you'd normally associate with adrenaline. You might just be driving to work, sitting in class, or even lying in bed. And that's where the big problem starts, because in this case, when you don't see any visual danger like you'd usually associate with adrenaline, that sensation seems unusual. In fact, you probably don't even recognize it in this out-of-context situation. And because of that misunderstanding, you start worrying about the sensation itself. Let me repeat that. You begin to worry about the sensation itself, perhaps thinking that you're going crazy or losing your mind. Well, worry is fear-based, and that added fear of the initial sensation then causes your adrenaline level to increase even further, which in turn intensifies the sensation, which just makes you more fearful, which in turn again intensifies the sensation even more. Well, this vicious circle continues until you're in a full-blown panic attack. Your experience might be slightly different, but this is one common scenario, and the end result is fear spiraling out of control into panic. A panic attack can feel like you're about to die, or that you're losing control of yourself, or that you're going insane. It's terrifying, but I assure you, you're not alone. And the good news is that I'm just about positive that the technique I'll show you here will really help. It can literally reverse the panic attack spiral that we just saw and empower you to never have another panic attack ever again. Okay, so because of the limited duration of this video, we're going to jump right into learning how to do that. I'll be demonstrating through a short mental exercise, and to really see how powerful this technique is, it would be ideal if you're experiencing some anxiety right now. In fact, during or just before a panic attack is really the best time to see how effective this method can be. But even if you're feeling just a little bit nervous, stressed, or uneasy, that will work as well. Okay, for this exercise, you should be seated in a quiet area with no distractions. You should definitely not be driving or operating machinery of any kind. Please pause the video until you're ready to begin. Please close your eyes now, and I'd like you to direct your mental awareness onto the inside of your body. And just notice the sensations in that space. You can start in your head, chest, abdomen, or any area where you notice anxiety sensations present, or wherever you notice any physical symptoms of anxiety present. Each person's internal sensations will vary, but some examples are pressure in your head, tightness in your neck, or maybe heaviness in your chest or abdomen. Sensations can range from physical ones like aching within joints to emotional ones like the butterfly feeling in a nervous stomach or the heaviness of depression. Just observe what's there and let it be there. If you're currently feeling stressed, nervous, anxious, or panicky right now, then you can probably find that sensation somewhere in your body, or maybe throughout your body, like an overall feeling surrounding you. But notice that any emotion you experience has a physical sensation inside your body that goes along with it. I often call them energies, for lack of a better word. And it's those energies or internal sensations that you're looking for. Now, if you need some more time to scan your body for these anxiety sensations, please pause the recording until you're ready. Okay, I'd like you to use your best judgment in choosing the sensation in your body that you most closely associate with your current anxiety level. Now, what you choose might be very uncomfortable. After all, it could be a sensation that you've spent years trying to avoid or suppress. But the truth is, those are the most rewarding and beneficial energies to spend time with. Okay, next, once you've chosen a sensation, focus your concentration on that energy as if you're listening to it, as if it's speaking to you with the sensations that it radiates. Try to overcome all avoidance and feel a genuine interest in wanting to listen to it fully and in knowing it fully. Listen without analysis, without evaluation, and without judgment of any kind, without any thought as best you can. If it helps, think of listening to energies simply as concentrating on and observing them with pure, thought-free, avoidance-free awareness, really wanting to know them as directly as possible. Please pause the video for a minute or two while you try this now. Okay, next. This is the most important part. I'd like you to describe the physical characteristics of that energy you're with, meaning describe how it physically feels inside you. Now, if the sensation you found is of an emotional nature, like nervousness or anxiety, that's fine, but just describe it as a physical sensation. What I mean is, try to avoid placing verbal labels like nervousness or anxiety on the energy. That type of emotional identification requires an intellectual evaluation that interferes with your direct observation and complete attentive listening to the pure energy. You can instead describe energies with words like tingling vibration, smooth energy, dense, heavy, tingling, throbbing, and so on. Any physically descriptive words. Then, when you've found some descriptive words, reflect your observations to the energy as if you're speaking to it, either out loud or in your mind. I know this may seem a bit strange at first, but it'll make sense soon, and you'll see that it's a very powerful means to an end. So just give it a try for now. Some examples of your statements might be sensation, you are tingling and thick, or energy, you are aching and solid, or dense and throbbing. Energy, you are shaped like a rod in my chest and stomach. Sensation, you are a thick pressure throughout my body. You are an aching in the top of my head. These are just some examples. You will obviously have your own unique energies and therefore unique descriptions. Try to come up with as many descriptive words as possible, including shape, density, location, size, feel, texture, and so on, and then reflect your observation to the energy. Please try this now. Tell the energy your observations of its physical characteristics. Your descriptions don't have to be exact. There's no need for perfection. Just reflect the first observations that come to mind. Please pause the video for a couple minutes and try this now. Finally, with your eyes still closed or closed again, turn your attention back to the energy that you were spending time with and affirm your acceptance of that energy's presence by repeating the following phrases to it. Sensation, I can handle you. Feeling, you are okay to be where you are. Energy, I let you be as you are. Just listen now. If this is the first time you're trying this exercise, you might be finding some of the process a bit strange at first, and you may not notice an immediate reduction in your anxiety levels. That's okay. It takes a little time to sink in, so stick with it. After practicing just once or twice a day for a few days, you will see how truly effective this method is, and you'll realize that it's just a means to an end, the end of anxiety and panic attacks in your life. Because up until now, the manner in which you've been dealing with anxiety has almost certainly been one of avoidance and suppression, meaning that when you noticed anxiety arising within you, you've tried to ignore it or mentally beat it down in order to avoid the terror of a panic attack. However, this type of avoidance behavior is based on and motivated by fear, which indirectly just feeds the anxiety. And in the case of panic attacks, this is the precise mental tendency that escalates anxiety into a panic attack. The good news is that you now have a solid technique for reversing that tendency completely. Practice often, and you'll find anxiety literally dissolving from your life. Apply it when you notice panic arising, and you will never have another panic attack ever again. Now, I know this might sound too simple, but whether or not my explanation seems logical to you, just practice the technique and see for yourself. The truth is that my explanation doesn't really matter. That the approach works and helps you is what matters. So be sure to at least give it a few days before making your final judgment. I think you'll be amazed. It's been a nearly miraculous solution for me, and I know it's worked for tons of other people that I've taught it to, and I really hope it works for you as well, because I've been through panic attacks and wouldn't wish the experience upon anyone. Now, just one side note, because of the short length of this video, I focused on one aspect of dealing with panic attacks. With a little modification, this same approach can be applied to other anxiety symptoms, including agoraphobia, social anxiety, feelings of unreality, anxiety-related paranoia, hypochondria, as well as things like public speaking fear, phobias, and just about any other emotional turmoil. If you'd like to learn more about how to take this technique to a deeper level and how to prevent anxiety from arising in the first place, please visit my website at www.panicattacker.com. Having been through panic attacks myself and remembering how painful the experience was, I've made it my mission to provide a practical system for helping anxiety sufferers regain their personal power fast, without expensive therapy or unnecessary medication. And you'll find that at panicattacker.com. Thank you for watching.